Welcome to Classic Value Investors and Microcap Explosions. My name is Mariusz Skonieczny. This is another video series from my Mexico trip to see Santo Tomas from Oroco. And right now I'm sitting with Adam Smith, who is one of the founders of Oroco, and we are at the Oroco office in Choice. So Adam, thank you very much for joining me.
Thanks, Mariusz. Good to be here. Great to have you in Mexico. And be here in the garden courtyard behind Oroco's offices in the town of Choix, Sinaloa.
Yeah, Adam, we talked a lot, my viewers know who you are, but we never really had a chance to who the hell are you? Give us your background.
Yeah, hi guys, it's great to be here videoing this with Mariusz, and I know a lot of you, spoken to you on the phone, exchanged emails, WhatsApp messages, whatnot. I have been with Oroco since its formation in 2006. Craig, Dave, and I are the three who have been guiding the company since 2013 or so, since our sale of the Cerro Prieto project. And both before that and since then, I've been responsible for things like liaising with our local partners, with the partner with whom we developed Cerro Prieto, and more recently, of course, Santo Tomas. I've also been primarily responsible for liaising with our investors, and financiers, and doing a lot of the corporate finance work. Of course, working with Craig and Dave and other members of management along the way.
So you've been involved with Santo Tomas for many years on the legal side. Now we finished the legal side, we're progressing to getting the work done on the property. But last time you were here, I
Yes.
think it was 18 months ago, 2 years ago.
Yes.
How did things change since your last visit?
Tremendously, amazingly. When I was here, Santo Tomas had not been worked on. There hadn't been a major work program here really since 1994. There had been small bits of work. So a lot of the roads were impassable, the trails had been grown over. You really didn't have access to the whole property. The whole property here is several kilometers long, kilometer wide. So it's a big area, and to not be able to see it in its entirety was to miss a lot of it. We were able to access areas of outcropping mineralization, and it was impressive even back in that stage. But yesterday we drove along a 10-kilometer route. We saw mineralization, we saw the structure of the ore body. We saw drill pads, either old drill pads that have been restored or drill pads that are being created for the upcoming drill program. We were able to get places that I didn't get to last time and see the project. For instance, 2 years ago, I saw Brazilians from the river, and I was able to look up and see the mineralization on the cliff. But yesterday, we got up at a higher elevation on the south side of the river, and we were able to look down at Brazilians and see how it extends, for instance, up above that cliff, well above that cliff that you can see from the river and to the east and the west. So rather than see a cliff a few hundred meters by a few hundred meters, we saw an area of 1,000 meters by 1,000 meters, and we're able to get a bird's eye view of it. So that was an absolute revelation for me. And then to see kilometer after kilometer of road cuts that exposed mineralization, that was tremendous. So on the property, you can now access it. There's a camp there set up for the 3D IP survey. There's electrical generation. There's the ability to work on the project and get from side to side, which didn't exist before. And then the crew camp that we have set up a few kilometers from it that accommodates 30 people. It's a modern, state-of-the-art, safe facility, clean drinking water, kitchens, everything you'd need to house a large work group. That simply didn't exist 2 years ago. There was nothing to look at there. So, and then the office here in Choix that holds the administration team. So we have a real presence here. We have an administration team. We have workers with workers' accommodation, transport to the property, and then the property itself. You can really see what's there. 2 years ago, you could barely see what's there. You had to use your imagination a lot. And as you saw yesterday, there's no imagination required. This thing is huge, it's mineralized. The scale of it can only be realized in some cases by stepping back several kilometers.
I mean, it was pretty interesting to me that when I got up there, the main view, I mean, my legs just started to shake because it was like, it's one thing to see it on a map, it's one thing to see it in the pictures, it's another thing to see it in person, and it was just, I mean, this thing is huge.
It's impressive, yeah, it's impressive. We had a great day yesterday. Maybe you'll see it in some of Mariusz's video. You'll see, it was 38 degrees as well and bright sunshine. So that bright light made looking at the property terrific. The 38-degree heat made it a little bit taxing, but no, it's a real change. It's an absolute change, and it's exciting. I was excited, and I figure it's going to take me several days of reviewing some of your video footage and the drone footage that we created to really get the full impact of what we saw yesterday.
You know, when I personally studied the property, it was always about, what's the net present value, where the legals are, or, how much we can sell it for, when can we drill, and all that stuff. Focus so much on the property. But, like, what I realized coming here that I didn't really appreciate before was the people here.
Yes.
And like, for example, Ubaldo, I got to meet Ubaldo, that I didn't really know his importance. Like, can you talk a little bit about him, who he is, and like why is it important to have him?
Yeah, because he is of vital importance. The whole team here is of vital importance. This is a big project that even during the exploration stage will employ a significant number of people, a very significant number of people in terms of the population of Choix. But as an operating entity, it will transform the town. There will be thousands of people working at this operation in a town of 7,000 people. So the direct jobs, the indirect jobs can be tremendous. There'll be tremendous impact here. So the community has to be very much a part of the development of the project. It has to be a part of the exploration and definition of the project as well. Operations like this are big, even just at the exploration stage. You need the locals to be a part of it. It will impact the local community more than it will impact anyone else. It will transform the town, and you need the community, you need the local legislators, you need the politicians, all to accept the project. And in this case, Santo Tomas is having an immediate positive impact on the community with the jobs we're creating, and it will in the long term have a huge impact. So, you see mines in other parts of the world get delayed or get shut down or prevented from being developed because they're not supported by the local community. Ubaldo is a very well respected, very well known figure in the community of Choix. You saw that everywhere we go with him. People are stopping and talking with him. He has been the face of Oroco for the last several years here, and he's done a tremendous amount of work in the community, from small contributions to the local schools, to rebuilding medical clinics in some of the smaller communities around Choix, small infrastructure projects. We've got heavy equipment operating in Santo Tomas, and Ubaldo understands the needs of the surrounding communities and has taken some of that equipment and done small works for them. So that's been very, very important. We started that 5 years ago. We only started the active exploration several months ago. So the name is known. We're known here by our local presence, and really Oroco is more about the local presence than it is about our existence in the office in Vancouver. So Ubaldo is our conduit to the community, a man who has tremendous goodwill here, who has an understanding of what the community needs, has a great heart, wants to do it, and through our relationship with him, he's now able to do those things in the community.
Yeah, thanks. So now that we are with the progress, like what can people expect going forward the next several months, years? Because there's a lot of work left before we can go on, but just kind of give them an outline so they know what to expect.
Yeah. Well, I think you've got a better idea after the last couple of days, as I do as well. of the extent of the work that's necessary both to define and confirm the historical findings, as well as expand on those. And as you mentioned, this existed just on paper for you. It was a theoretical idea, it was net present value, it was that sort of thing. But now, seeing the scale of Santo Tomas, seeing what's been drilled, and what obviously needs to be drilled, what's obviously mineralized and needs to be defined, you can see that there's a great deal of work here. So the camp that we have, designed to accommodate 30 people, that can be expanded. We can double that in size, and we will get very quickly to an operation here where we have dozens of people conducting drilling, conducting geophysical surveys, etc. So, just doing all the on-the-ground work required in the exploration and development of a project of this size. We hope to have a very, very busy 2021, drilling tens of thousands of meters of core. And it's in all of our interests that we work as quickly as we can to do as thorough a drill program as quickly as possible. There's no need to extend the time frames here. So we want to get up and running and drill many, many tens of thousands of meters of drilling. You know, at the end of the day, we might have drilled 100 kilometers, 120, 140 kilometers of drill core. And that's a lot of work. You saw a small, old core storage facility yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, imagine something 20 times that size, and that's where we're going.
Okay, well, thanks for doing this interview, and thanks for inviting me to here. It's very interesting. So yeah, we'll and for you guys, thanks for watching, and there will be more videos to come.
Good.